Good afternoon, guys. It's been a little bit. I'm sorry, I kind of took a break from YouTube. Springtime hit and I had to do a little bit of farming and just get stuff ready for the summer. Anyways, we're talking about hangar doors today. I have built 2 hangar doors and I operate 3 kind of on a daily basis. Not daily basis, but from time to time. I got this one and then I got 2 over at another hangar. I figured this would be a good time to do this video because a lot of you are probably building hangars or garages or shops or whatnot, and you're wondering, should I buy a hangar door or should I build one? And if you're thinking about building one, this would be a good video for you. I will show you a few different designs and pros and cons of each one, and I will show you the door that I think is one of the best doors to build if you're going to build one. So first up, this is the hangar door where I usually keep the kit box. 2 bifolds on each side. I like it actually to operate. It's very simple. You don't need electricity. It's all by manpower. Downfall to it is that if it's windy coming from either the north or south, one side wants to blow open, the other side wants to blow shut. And if it's super windy, you sometimes can't even get the door open. And I guess one time that door actually broke completely off. This is before I had the hangar. As far as building this door, I don't know if it would be an easy door to build. There's a lot of hinges. I don't like hinges. I built my own hinges on the door over here, so that's why I kind of, after I built all those hinges, I was like, I don't like it. So anyways, that's that door. Let's go show you the other doors. Had to get the one wheel. It's the only way to really get around the airport. Well, it's not the only way, but it's like a fun way to do it. That beeping sounds super annoying though. It's so fun. This is the hangar door that I built, one of them. I built 2 hangar doors. This is one of them. This is the better one. I'm gonna show you the other one, then we'll come back to this one. So. Yeah. And if you saw the one video of Sylvia and I laying this carpet. Carpet is awesome. I totally suggest doing carpet if you aren't really working. I mean, you can even work on the carpet, but you know, I don't know. Way better than gravel and way cheaper than concrete. I was really worried about like moisture and stuff, but it's so dry here in Idaho that I don't think there's anything to worry about. Okay, so this is an interesting hangar door. This is, I believe, one of a kind. This is my own idea to make this style of door, and it was kind of one of those things where I came up with the idea and I'm like, I'm pretty sure it'll work. Let's try it. And I wish I didn't. I wish I just stuck with building the hangar door like that one. So this is a swing out door. Basically it hinges at the top and the whole door swings out. You may be familiar with this style door. They usually have big hydraulic rams on each side that push out. I didn't want to do hydraulic. I said, well, can I make this door not hydraulic and do it with cables and arms? Works really well. The only downfall is it's a little bit more, you have to come to the center of the door, unlatch it, and then unwinch it out a little ways and then put it up, which really isn't too bad because I've seen a lot of hangar doors where you actually have to do some things before you can just go and hit the button. I really like the swing out door. It gives you nice shade when it's open. It's a 50-foot wide opening, 11-foot high. But it does seal so nice, and the wind blows so hard from that way, so it just pushes right up against the door. So I went with this style door, and I will show you how it kind of all works. So first things first, you just winch out to there. Undo this, and then come over here and hit the Okay, so before we get too far opening it, I'll kind of show you how I did it. Basically, this is a solid ram, goes out to about the center of the door. This geometry is actually kind of critical because if that's too low, too high, it doesn't open all the way. Basically, this is a wheel here, pulls up this, and then that wheel pushes back against there, and it opens up. So there's a cable on this side, a cable on that side. That cable goes up all the way around. You'll see these barrels. This is a counterweight, and that's one reason why I have to winch the door closed, because those counterweight is actually trying to push it open. This is actually running off 12 volt deep cycle batteries. I didn't have power here, and I had just a little solar panel. So those work great. It seriously always kept it charged. It opened the door, closed it fine throughout the day when the sun was shining. But you know, sometimes when the cloud was cloudy, you'd have to, I guess, put your car up to it and open the door, which isn't that big of a deal. It's great because you're not connected to the grid. So that is one plus of this doing a 12 volt system. Harbor Freight winch, 3500, works pretty good. I had to put some bracing in here because it's pushing out on the outside, and I'll show you here. So right here, this is a truss system that just keeps the door basically straight, doesn't let it bow in because it's pushing here and pushing in there. And if you didn't have this, it would have a nice big old bow. And then you can see this big old long thing I had to add addition to this to keep that center from bowing in too and keeping this nice and straight. So this door was a pain in the ass to kind of build. So that cable that you saw on the outside actually goes down to a counterweight right here that goes all the way to the ground. That keeps the door nice and level, nice and open. It takes a lot of the weight off of the winch, off of these rams. Just everything kind of works together. But for the most part, this door opens very smooth. It's nice. It's not super loud. It is kind of loud, actually. I don't know. I've had louder doors, I guess, but. I have it so I can move it down if I ever need to make this door go up even higher, but that's high enough for the airplanes that we have in here. Yeah, there she is in her glory. This I would recommend for if you wanted maybe on a shop and you wanted to have a nice shade out there in the summertime, but don't build it if you have a 50-foot wide door, because then you have to add all this bracing and stuff. If it's like a 20-foot, yeah, this would actually be pretty sick. And you don't have to deal with hydraulics and all that nonsense. So yeah, have at it if this is something you're thinking. The other downfall is in the wintertime, there's snow all along the whole side, you gotta shovel it out. That's another reason why I wish I did not build this door. But it works, which is cool, because it was kind of scary building a massive door thinking, I hope this works. Even though I was like, I could always fall back to the hydraulics and all that stuff. Okay, so that's door number 1 that I built. Let's show you door number 2. And this is the door I suggest you build. The reason being is it's simple to build. You can run it off 12 volt. There's no hinges. It's just a solid door. That's basically how that one is. So you just lay it on the ground and you square it up to your opening, and then you put it in place and make it work. The bottom swings out, the top swings in, and the weight of the door is directly underneath the header, which is how you kind of want it, because a door like that one, that door is actually trying to pull the building over. So it is actually putting a lot of strain on the building itself. Now this is a 100-foot building, so it's going to be really hard for that door to pull this building over. But I have seen doors like this start cracking roofs, like the one over there. It's actually tries to pull the building apart, and you can see cracks and stuff happening. So that's another thing to think about with that one. So how does this door work, and why should you build this one? Super simple. Let's go out on the outside and I'll show you. Maybe that'll explain. Basically, these cables run on the outside. It is a cosmetic. It's kind of sucks, but you can see how they go right through near the header. On a wood frame, you may even have those drill hole and have the cable go through the header. But there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cables spaced evenly out. If you noticed where this cable goes through, it goes through basically at the center of the door, but it is actually just a little bit below center. And the reason you have this pulling up just below center is so it automatically wants to lean back when it starts going up. So now let's go inside. Oh, there you got the winch. It's pulling down the counterweight. The counterweight's attached to the cable, which that main cable goes all the way over to that section there. And then each other pulley, each other cable attaches to the main cable that goes to the counterweight, and it pulls the door up nice and even. And then also you gotta consider your siding that you put on it, because if your siding's 1.5 inches, when that door comes closed, you want this door nice and straightened down. I saw someone build it and they didn't compensate for that. So when they put the siding on, they shut the door and the door is like at an angle. So something to think about there. Basically, it's basic hardware. These pulleys, you grab them at your hardware store, cut them in half, weld them on, string the cable, get an eye bolt, and you can adjust the cable tension there so they're all pulling up even. Yeah, it's a great door. If there's snow out there, you don't have to shovel out because it goes straight up. Does give you a little bit of shade. No hinges, which are nice. It doesn't maybe seal as good as other doors because the bottom's going out, the top's going in. How I kind of dealt with the ceiling part is I welded just some flat bar pushes against the side here, and then on the actual building I welded the flat plate here. So the door pushes up against, door pushes up against, and it does actually make a decent seal. And then the bottom of it usually just sits right on the concrete. I didn't have concrete in here, so I poured it, I built the door so when I do have concrete in here, it will sit right on the concrete. But right now I have these that actually go down into concrete, you know, little pads to keep that door from not going in and out. And then also on the top, you have little latches too. So that door is secured. When it comes down, it like latches in. I have about 1,500 into this door, insulation, siding, and steel. So basically that's the 2 hangar doors that I've built. I did build this hangar also, all steel construction. It was fairly easy to put up. I would recommend a steel structure or just like a pole barn too. Pole barn's probably a little bit easier to build. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. I'll try and answer that about the building, hangar doors. Yeah, it's a good door. I don't know. I recommend this one, but I'm sure there's plenty of good ones out there. Just thought I'd give you my take. Yeah, summer's here. Excited to start doing some more videos. Sorry I was a little lax the last 2 weeks. So anyways, we'll see you guys in the next video. Oh yeah, and thank you so much for all the wonderful comments on our last video. Sylvia and I are super happy, and just thank you so much for yeah, all the great wonderful comments. So with that, we'll see you guys on the next video.